Hello and welcome to Matt's Garage. Today I want to walk you through my milling station. Let's get started. All right, welcome back everybody. My name is Matt. This is the Garage. And I have been meaning to walk you through my milling station. This is a part of the shop that has evolved over the past couple of years to the point where, you know, for a DIY hobby shop like myself and like many of yours, it is really fitting the bill for doing basic milling. So a little bit about the equipment first, and then I'll go into the cart, which is nothing fancy, but has one or two features that I think are something you might want to think about. And then maybe we'll actually run a couple of pieces of wood through it and show you how this works in practice. So first of all, the planer. I have the Oliver, I think they call it a 12.5-inch planer. It does have the Helix head, which is very nice. I have yet to have to, turn any of the cutting heads, but that's coming soon. It does have the built-in Wixie depth gauge. A little tricky to get it calibrated just right, but once you do get it calibrated, it tends to hold that calibration very well. If you look on the back side, it has a 4-inch dust port. I do have an adapter on that to connect to my Rockler dust right. I don't know what they call it, the sort of handle that goes into everything. There's no real problem with the dust collection. Nothing fancy about the machine. Up and down control. Once you get your depth dialed in, lock it in place, power on, power off. This is a 120 machine, so this is a very solid machine. I want to say that I got it on sale, call it 2.5 years ago, from Woodcraft over in Woburn, Massachusetts. So I think it ran me, I don't know, $8.99 or something like that with the sale. Generally very pleased by it. I will say for softer woods, no problem. If you ever have to mill pine, which is pretty uncommon, cuts through it like butter. The softer end of the hardwood scale, poplar, certainly cherry, no problem at all. I have seen it have problems once you get up to like oak. I had to mill down a piece of red oak to build a little threshold in the house. And it definitely struggled. And this was not a big piece. This was maybe an 8-inch wide piece. It was, I don't know, about 32 inches long. I was not taking off a lot, and you could hear it really, really struggle with it. So that's where potentially a bigger machine might come into play. All right, so that's the planer. I'm going to wheel the cart around, and we're going to take a look at the jointer. Be right back. Okay, I've wheeled the cart around a little bit. The basic feature of the cart, of course, is that it is on wheels. Just to give you a look at the Wahuda 8-inch jointer. This is a very fine little machine. You should get a good look at it here. It has a very nice bed. I don't recall the exact length of the bed. I want to say it's around 32 inches. It does have these extensions, which I find if you have them out no more than about 8 to 10 inches, they do remain stable, and you can dial them in to be at the right height. It has your basic height adjustments, basic on-off switch. It's got a very reasonable fence system here. Again, it is a 120 machine. It does not run on 240. I forget again how much I paid for it. I want to say I ordered it from Amazon after looking at a lot of videos on different planers. This is the one that really stood out as being sort of the best combination of features for the buck, as they say. I haven't had any issues with the fence. Once you get it squared up to the table in this orientation, it is loud. It's like a jet engine. And again, as far as the material, certainly if you ever had to mill pine down, which from time to time I have to do, no problem. jointing that initial face and edge. I've again done a lot of cherry on it. Works very nicely on cherry. I have milled down maple on it, no problem. I don't know that I've ever used it with oak, so that would be something that I couldn't tell you about. It does have a so-called spiral head, so I don't have a shot of it right now, but there are three cutters exposed. They are mounted on bars that are canted at a small angle, I believe. So they are, well, actually no, they're absolutely straight. But there are three cutters times 4, I believe. So there's a total of 12 cutters. They are offset from each other. And that gives you a very nice milled surface. So with the basics of the machines out of the way, what I'd like to do now is show you a couple of features of the carts. So let's go do that. Okay, so now I've swung the cart around into the typical orientation that I use it in. So when I'm actually milling something, I wheel it out from the wall and put it in this orientation. So if I'm milling a board, if I'm using the planer, for example, I've got plenty of room. I've got easily 8 feet back to my miter station, which is behind us here, and another, many feet until things start hitting the scrap cart. I tend to take the Rockler dust right, and I also have the Rockler dust right hose. And if I'm using the planer, you can't, I don't know if you can quite see it, but I've got the hose running through a cubby in my main workbench, and it's just enough room to come around and connect back here. There is sort of a nasty turn in it here, but I've never had an issue with it bogging down or getting clogged up with dust. And similarly, if I'm using the jointer, I'll just do one of these and put the dust right connection right over there. So a little bit about the cart. Again, it's a 2x4 construction. I know I used pocket holes and screws. It's not that fancy. But I did do a couple of things to make, I think, sort of my life easier. One, you notice that it has 2 levels to it. That is because I wanted to make sure that I had what I think of as a good working height for me for both of these tools. So the jointer, of course, the table is a little higher up from the base of the machine, so that part of the cart is a little bit lower. And on the planer, it's just the opposite. The business end of it is down low near the bottom of the machine. So I built a little chimney here, if you like, or a little platform so that this machine was up a little higher. For me, this is fine. For the jointer, similar, the working height is good. So imagine there's a piece of wood right here. That's sort of waist height for me. This is a good, comfortable position. I did a couple of things that I've done on a bunch of other workbenches in the shop. If you've noticed, most of my workbenches have a sandwiched MDF plywood top. So this each of these tops is a combination of I think 3/4 inch plywood plus MDF. They are all banded with some maple. I had a lot of maple laying around that I primarily use for banding all of my my workbenches. So that's just a 3/4 inch maple. I want to say it's around 1 inch thick pieces. And that just gives you a nice hard edge so that when you knock into it, you're not doing too much damage. And you'll notice I did a little bit of trimming out. I trimmed it out with some poplar on the outside. I had a lot of poplar laying around, and even put a little accent of some cherry wood. So it has some nice woods in it. There's plenty of storage underneath, although I don't really use it right now. I do, and I'll step out of camera for a second, have the manuals and the tools that came with both of the machines. Those tend to live down here. they collect a little dust. I don't open them up very often because the machines are very low maintenance. I don't really need to go to the manual very often. A couple of things that I want to do to the cart that I haven't done yet. One is some sort of combined integrated dust system. Not dust collection per se. I'm fine with connecting this table to my main shop dust collection, but what I think I want to do is either with flexible hose or PVC, create a single dust connection with a blast gate that I can switch between the planer, the jointer and the planer, so that I connect to the table with the dust right handle, and then choose via the blast gate which machine gets a vacuum, and that just will make a lot of things easier. Right now it is a little cumbersome to get from where my dust collector is, way over in the corner, to get the hose over to the planer. It's a little bit easier to get it to the jointer, but I think if I think it through a little bit, I should be able to come up with a system that has a single dust port on the cart and then a gate to switch between the two tools. So that's one thing I want to do. I probably will not do anything special in terms of adding power to the cart. I thought about it, but these machines draw a lot of current on startup. They are electricity hogs. Even though it's a little cumbersome, I think it's probably best to continue to just plug them directly into the wall. So chances are I won't make any changes in that area. All right, I'm holding some plugs in my hand. Let's go find some wood. Let's plug these machines in, and let's mill down some lumber. Right back. All right, let's make some sawdust. So I have the jointer set up to take off 1/32 of an inch, which is about the maximum that I ever like to take off. I have this piece of scrap wood. It's some trim that I removed from the house, and then also was used as a painting backstop. It does have a little bow in it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take off some material from it, and I'm going to start with the bow end down. I know there's a lot of controversy about which way you go, but I figure bow end down. I'll mostly be taking some material off the edges. The center will remain the same, and then we'll see if we can square up an edge. So we're going to do face jointing first, and then we'll move on to edge jointing. And one thing I should really do is find my safety glasses. There they are. And now I've got three important things in my hand: the actual piece of stock that we're going to work with, my safety glasses, which are going on right now, and the control for the Rockler Dust Right 1250, which, by the way, I like a lot. I don't love it, but I like it. I have no plans to change it. So at this point, it's going to get very noisy. I'm going to turn the dust collector on. That's very loud. Then I'm going to turn this thing on. It's going to be a lot of fun. So hide the kids and the dogs. Let's see if we can make this board come out nice and square on one face. Let me convince myself that I know which face I'm jointing. Yep, I'm going to do this face on the table. Here goes nothing. So that's the two-jet engine process. I have to say that there is no louder combination of machines in my shop than when I have to run the dust collector, which I run all the time, plus the jointer. It just absolutely takes the cake. And if you look at this side now, wow, we've gotten, let's call it, over 90, 80% of the varnish off. I do have my square here. I'm just going to look across the face here, and boy, if there's any gap here, I certainly don't know where it is. So that single pass was more than enough to take the bow out. So let's now pick an edge. We've got a good face. We're going to run this face up against the fence, and let's see if we can get a nice jointed edge. There's a little bit of chip out here, so maybe we'll see if we can find a better edge. Yeah, this edge is a little cleaner, so we're going to run this edge through by orienting the board this way. Contact. And again, looks like we got most of the stain off. I don't feel a lot in the way of snipe. I meant to mention that this machine is actually very good as long as you give it steady pressure through its entire pass. With snipe, the tiniest bit maybe on the edge here, nothing that you couldn't get out with a little sanding. Again, I'm just going to use the straight edge one to see if I see any gaps, and the answer is no. Even where the stain is remaining, if there's a gap there, I don't know where it is. And I'm just going to see what the square says about this dimension. Again, to the eye in a couple of locations. That just seems absolutely perfect. So at this point, this piece is now ready for us to move over to the planer. So let's take a pause. I'll switch over the machine, switch over the dust collection, and we'll see if we can plane this down and get 3 good sides. And then we know what the last step is, which I won't show you because it's not part of this video, which would be to take it over to the table saw, put this nice good edge up against the fence, and rip this down to final size. So let's get the planer set up. Be right back. All right, we've switched out. I've got the dust collection on the planer, got the planer plugged in, turned on the digital gauge, and also gave this board an initial measurements. In most spots, it comes in at about 0.73, 0.735. So I actually set the planer to 0.0735. I had calibrated it a couple of days ago for another job. I don't know if it's held calibration. So what we're going to do is the same thing as before. We're going to do dust collection on, pardon me, planer on, and see if we can get this board trimmed down. So with the machine dialed to the right height, just using this knob up here, all you really have to do is lock the head in place and turn the power on. Here we go. So I'm going to say our calibration was not that far off. We did take a little bit off at setting it at what I thought the approximate thickness of this piece of material was. I have the calipers back in my pocket. Let's turn them on and just take a peek, maybe right in this area where it actually took off a little bit of material, and see what we have. Yeah, 0.735. The machine was set to 0.735, so my calibration stuck. Let's see if we can bring it down another little bit. And I don't tend to go a lot. I go maybe 2 or 3 hundredths at a time to try to dial in a thickness. You really don't want to try to go much more than that. Yeah, the next interesting fraction is around 11/16. So let's see how it does. All right, the jet engines are off. Let's see what the caliper says. 0.6895. Yeah, I mean, we're right in that area, 0.685, that 11/16 area. So if I was looking for 11/16, 6895, I'm very, very close. So 2 things. One is that I'm confident in the calibration of the machine, and 2, boy, does it mill up a nice piece of wood. So this surface is fully reclaimed. This is actually a beautiful old piece of pine here from some trim. This surface could use another little pass, and then this is a nice little project board that I could use for something. So I'm going to step back over here, over the wires. Another sort of problem with having a small shop and tools like this on carts. You do tend to have to walk around stuff a lot. But I just wanted to give you a little run through of the milling station, how I set it up, a couple of features of the cart and the machines, and then of course what is a milling station walk through without a little bit of actual milling. So thank you so much for coming back to Matt's Garage. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are thinking about setting up a milling station in your shop or already have one, please let me know. Point me over towards maybe your videos that you've made of it. I'd love to see what you've come up with. Please feel free to comment on what you've seen in this video, both the cart, the setup, the machines, my technique. And of course, if you would be so kind as to like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate, the YouTube algorithms would really appreciate it as well. All right, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.